chanting our. So we start our session with the invocation prayers. ज्ञानदिव्यानन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं श्रीप्रभु नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिविकासस्वामिनिधे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिधे नमस्ते सारस्वतदेवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यम् पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम मुखं करोति वाचालं गायति कृपातमहं वन्दे श्री गुरुदेवचार्यं परमानन्दमाधवं श्री चैतन्येश्वरं गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तथाले कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमः वागीशाय यस्य वदने लक्ष्मी यस्य सवक्षसि यस्यास्ते हृदये संवितं यस्य मम भजेत् यस्य देवे पराभक्तिर् यथा देवी तथा गुरु तस्येति कथितः हि अर्थः प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः योऽन्तः प्रविश्य ममाचरणां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीं प्राणं नमो भगवते पुरुषाय निजगुरु हरिवाण्या कृष्णचित्तो विचितो परितुत्रिगेह संसारभूतः प्रभुवचनसुखाब्दो मच्चिरं संसविश्वो विजयद्विकास्तो भक्तिवेदितः. So, Hare Krishna, welcome to our online reading session of the book The Modern Mission of Srila Prabhupada by His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. We are in chapter 2, Unexpected Success, in part 4, Srila Prabhupada's Success. We are in page number I think 510, 511. Okay. Yeah. Despite the seemingly impossibility of his mission. Okay, from there. So, devotees, welcome to our sessions. So now we will start. Despite the seeming impossibility of his mission, Srila Prabhupada took it up, thinking, quote, anyway, let me try, unquote. Reference 2275, lecture 2nd March 1975. While not naive about the realities he faced, Srila Prabhupada nevertheless maintained great hope, knowing that Krishna can do the impossible. While having faith that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission would succeed, at first, Srila Prabhupada did not see himself as being so instrumental in fulfilling it. I took that order of my spiritual master very seriously, but I did not think that I will have to do such and such thing. I was at that time a householder, but this is the arrangement of Krishna. Reference 2276, lecture 9, December 1968. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has forecast that this Hare Krishna mantra will be heard in every nook and cranny of the globe. He is God, so it will happen. That is a fact. So if we take advantage, then we may take the credit. But if we do not, someone else will. 2277 reference, letter 4th November 1917. With this confidence, I went to your country. Quote, so many rascals are going and talking nonsense. They are becoming successful. Why not Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Unquote. Otherwise, I never expected that I shall be able to write so many books and it will be so much appreciated. 2278 reference, conversation 21st January 1977. From a 1966 letter, I am confident to see fulfillment of Lord Chaitanya's mission in every corner of the world. His divine grace wanted this mission to be fructified during his presence, but he was so disappointed in the last days of his life for many of his followers in disciplinary activities. I do not know how far I shall be successful in this attempt, but I am trying my best to do this job as he wanted me to do. 2279 reference letter, 11th June 1966. He went to the West without hope, just to follow the order of his Guru Maharaj, and was surprised when his efforts became successful. God can do something which is impossible to be done. Take, for example, myself. I went to United States, an unknown country, without a friend, without a hope, simply on the theory that, quote, I shall go and preach there, unquote, and with the expectation that as soon as I ask them to give up all these habits, they will ask me to go away. In the face of so many odds and uncertainties, I went there simply depending on my spiritual master and Krishna. With this hope only, quote, if there is desire, everything can be done. But otherwise, there is no hope. I am going there, hopeless, just to make an experiment. My other godbrothers failed. All right. Guru Maharaj asked me. In the beginning, I did not do. Let me do it in this old age. Unquote. It became surprisingly successful. Reference 2280, conversation, 17th October 1975. Only about 6 years ago, I could not even imagine how widespread and potent a force this Krishna consciousness movement would become. But now I am seeing that it is simply a miracle by Krishna that we are coming to the forefront of all other spiritual cultures in the world. 2281 reference. Letter, unknown place and date. When the movement first started to gain momentum, Srila Prabhupada increasingly sensed that the desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Guru Maharaj was manifesting through himself. 2282 difference. After his unexpected success in the West started to unfold, Srila Prabhupada realized that his Guru Maharaj had envisaged it from the beginning. See, his Guru knew. Page number 220. Okay. From a where is it? Okay. From a 1968 letter, by Krishna's grace, everything is gradually coming to the fulfillment of my dream. The Sankirtan party is walking in the streets and is getting good response from the public. They are selling back to Godhead nicely and getting good sympathy from the public by considerable collections. 228. Letter 28 September 1968. In 1971, I have become convinced that our Krishna consciousness movement is finally having some effect on the world. Lord Chaitanya has said that this Krishna consciousness movement will spread to every nook and corner of the world. So there is no doubt it will happen. He is God, so how can he be wrong? 2284 reference letter 10th December 1971. In 1972, sensing the tremendous potential of what he had inaugurated, Srila Prabhupada stated, quote, do not worry, in time we shall be completely successful, unquote, 2285. Letter 8 June 1972. And in 1976, so far my experience goes, the whole world will take to Krishna consciousness. Jai, unquote. Jai Shri Prabhupada. 2286, conversation 24th August 1976. In 1977, reflecting on the colossal success of his book sales, I never even dreamed that my books would be sold in large quantity. 2287, reference, conversation 8 Jan 1977. Having eventually achieved an unexpected success, Srila Prabhupada attributed it to Krishna's grace, the power of the holy name, and his own faith in and adherence to his Guru Maharaj and the Guru Parampara. I came here just with a purpose quote and unquote, let me try. But I was not hopeful at all. But by Krishna's grace, it is now successful. Reference 2288. Conversation 23rd May 1975. Okay. I myself, sorry, 228. Okay. I myself did not believe I shall be successful, what to speak of others. But because I did in the proper line, but because I did it in the proper line, it has become successful. Reference 2289. Conversation 12th December 1973. In history, it is unique. Crores of rupees property and temples all over the world. It is all Krishna's. In 10 years only, books like this, which are being received with so much adoration. Reference 2290, conversation 11th April 1977. Reference 2291. See, taking over the world, page number 364, for discussion of the often quoted narration of Srila Prabhupada saying, quote, there are temples and books, but time is separating us from them, unquote. See Appendix 4, Apocrypha, Volume 3, Apocrypha, Volume 3, pages 574, 575. Okay. Okay, Paramatma Nanda Prabhu, please continue. New chapter, chapter 3, Secrets of His Success. Yes, Prabhu, please start.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Chapter 3 Secrets of His Success. What was it about Srila Prabhupada that propelled him to such seemingly fantastic achievements? Bhurijana Das, seeing
Hare Krishna. Haribol. Oh, Krishna. Hare Krishna. Paramatmananda Prabhu.
that as his reality.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Yes,
We are
yes,
not
Prabhu.
hearing. Bhurijana Das seeing, that's all. After that, for 2 minutes, 1 minute, we didn't hear anything. So please start from there.
Okay.
Bhurijana Das.
Bhurijana Das, seeing into Srila Prabhupada's heart, perceived Srila Prabhupada's secret was that he carried Vrindavan and the sweetness that is only available in the spiritual world with him wherever he went. He was living in that as his reality. Srila Prabhupada carried with him a bubble of sweetness, a bubble of Vrindavan, and he attracted everyone. Not everyone, but everyone who centered that bubble was affected by that bubble, and some were extremely attracted. So I think of Prabhupada as not having left Vrindavan, but having brought Vrindavan to the world, and we wish to be with him in Vrindavan. Reference 2292. Bhuri Das in Prabhupada Memories, Volume 78.
Prabhu, do you have the physical copy of the book?
No, Prabhu.
You didn't order yet?
No.
Okay.
as it will long into the future. Srila Prabhupada's incredible feat excited the wonder and admiration of numerous devotees and scholars. Dr. Thomas Hopkins analyzed that this success was primarily the product of Bhakti Vedanta's unique combination of devotional maturity, scholarly ability, organizational skills, and personal charisma. Reference 2293. Quoted in Stephen J. Rosen, Swamiji, page 4. Professor E. Brooke Rochford similarly opined ISKCON was born of hard work and commitment, common sense, organizational strategy, and resources, as well as having a powerful theological message and a charismatic leader. Reference 2294. E. Brooke Rosford, analyzing ISKCON for 25 years. ISKCON Communication Journal, article number 8.1, January 2000. Over and above these considerations, the factor that Srila Prabhupada most stressed as essential in Krishna consciousness and which he himself manifestly personified was faith in and devotion in one's Guru, the previous acharyas, and
प्रभु डिवोशन इन नहीं है, टू है, डिवोशन टू वंस गुरु.
devotion to one's Guru, the previous acharyas, and ultimately, of course, to Krishna, as he taught by the blessings of a Vaishnava, everything is possible. Reference 2295. Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, Chapter 1, Text 10, Purport. And everything is possible by the grace of Krishna. The Krishna consciousness movement has spread all over the world within a very short time, within 5 years, and mundane people are very astonished at this. However, by the grace of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we understand that everything is possible by the grace of Krishna. Why does Krishna have to take 5 years? In 5 days, he can spread his name and fame all over the world like wildfire. Those who have faith in and devotion to Krishna can understand that these things happen so wonderfully by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are simply the instruments. Reference 2296 Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 4, text 79, purport. True to this theme, Srila Prabhupada made no secret of the secret of to his success and of how his disciples could continue to share in it. Many times, in slightly different wordings, he gave the formula. Next page. If we strictly try to serve the spiritual master, his order, the Krishna will give us all facilities. That is the secret. Reference 2297. Lecture 9 December 1968. We are successful because we try to please Krishna, and Krishna is merciful and reciprocates with us. We are not successful by our own strength. We are successful by Krishna's grace. Reference 2298, Giriraj Swami, I will build you a temple, page 270. Therefore, we should follow very respectfully in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya, and there is no doubt that we shall be successful in our attempts. Reference 2299. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 7, text 150, purport. Principal cause. Various factors in Srila Prabhupada's accomplishments, such as focus, diligence, and worldly expertise mirror those of successful materialists. Yet, Srila Prabhupada was a purely transcendental person on an entirely different platform than that of ambitious materialists, and all that he achieved had its provenance in his connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as encapsulated in the following extract from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit, reference 2300 from Satsurup Das Goswami Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit, chapter 36, in every town and village. Although the present age of Kali is the worst of all ages in which people have little or no interest in spiritual life, Srila Prabhupada had faith in the past Acharyas' predictions that Krishna consciousness was destined to enter a golden age of worldwide influence. It is the worst of times, yet by the influence of the holy name of Krishna, it can become the best of times. The chanting of the holy name is the religion of the age. The people of Kali Yuga can find deliverance simply in chanting Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada's activities demonstrate that he was empowered by Krishna. This is evident from his childhood, when at the age of 5 he held a Rath Yatra festival, and it is certainly evident from those years, 1968 to 1971, when he actively expanded his Krishna consciousness movement. Srila Prabhupada compared ISKCON to the Varaha incarnation of Krishna, who at first had been no bigger than a thumb, but had quickly expanded to half the size of the universe. ISKCON's rapid growth was not simply due to rapid communication between devotees, but
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji. Oh, Govinda. Hare Krishna.
vigorously to write.
Prabhuji, we didn't hear ISKCON's rapid growth. Yes, start, please. We didn't hear anything. You have some problem in the internet? Or that?
Huh? Yes, Prabhu?
Do you have some problem with the signal over there? Because sometimes it is.
Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay.
here we are able to not able to hear, but you can read it. ISKCON, you can start from there. ISKCON's rapid growth. Yeah.
ISKCON's rapid growth was not simply due to rapid communications and modern travel, nor to its founder Acharya's organizational abilities. Srila Prabhupada, judged materially, was not a likely person to conduct a worldwide movement, to travel vigorously, to write volume of books, and to train thousands of disciples on every continent. He was satisfied with a simple, regulated life, and he disdained all such cultural items as music, fashion, sports, politics, art, and cuisine that were not related to Krishna. He worked and traveled out of an intense desire to benefit the world with real culture, to implant spiritual culture in what to him was the desert of a materialistic society. Therefore, accepting that Srila Prabhupada was not materialistically ambitious, we can understand this proclivity for worldwide propaganda and dissemination of a spiritual movement as entirely transcendental. He was acting solely to carry out the desires of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Srila Prabhupada saw himself as a servant of his spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, whose message he was carrying. That message, the message of Lord Krishna, had come down through disciplic succession. Quote, "We are all spiritual souls, eternal servants of the Next page. Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. We have now fallen into forgetfulness and are suffering birth after birth in this material world. By chanting Hare Krishna, we can revive our lost relationship with God. Unquote. Seeing Srila Prabhupada's first success in America, a few of his godbrothers in India minimized his work. Bhaktivedanta Swami, they said, happened to have a temperament suited to mixing with lower class Western youth. The fact, however, as Srila Prabhupada's own experience testified was that the young people among whom he preached were not particularly receptive, nor had he arrived timely and welcomed, simply to discourse on Srimad Bhagavatam to throng of submissive disciples. He had been successful because of his great patience, tolerance, and compassion. Ultimately, it was not the advent of the jet plane, although Srila Prabhupada gladly took advantage of it, nor was it happenstance, nor social circumstances that were essential factors in Srila Prabhupada's bringing Krishna consciousness from east to west and back again. It was the will of Krishna and the sincerity of his servant. Reference 2301. See also divine serendipity. Dedication to
Okay,
and
Prabhu.
giving.
Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shyam Swarup Prabhu, please continue.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dedication to and giving credit to his gurus. In profound humility, Srila Prabhupada attributes all his success to his Guru Maharaja. He says that his only greatness is that he has not adulterated the teachings of the scriptures and his Guru Maharaja, but has presented them as they are without personal motivation. Without personal motivation or interpretation. As they have been passed down through disciplic succession from Krishna himself. He has taken as the prime duty of his life the fulfilling of the instructions of his Guru Maharaja, who, as a bona fide spiritual master, is a direct representative of Krishna. Here is the secret of his success. He has followed the instructions of his Guru Maharaja explicitly, not expecting personal results. For this selfless service and love, he has been granted complete success by Guru and by God. Any student who undertakes to fulfill the order of his Guru, assured that his Guru is a bona fide spiritual representative in the disciplic succession, is guaranteed success in his endeavors because the bona fide spiritual master is a representative of God. As the direct representative of the supreme authority, whatever instruction the spiritual master gives is backed up by the supreme personality, just as an agreement signed by a bona fide representative of a company is binding on the corporation, and the corporation is responsible for commitments made by its representative. Thus, Srila Prabhupada was assured his surprising success by strictly following the order of his Guru Maharaja, who is in direct succession from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Reference 2302, Giriraja Dasa, Krishna returns to India. Back to Godhead, article number 43, 1971. By naming himself Saraswata Deva in his self composed Pranama mantra, Srila Prabhupada indicated that his success in spreading Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings and in uplifting the West from impersonalism and voidism was due to his doing so as an agent and humble representative of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. He repeatedly stressed that his extraordinary success was made possible by faith in the words of his spiritual master. This faith impelled him to journey alone to America and to continue struggling there with hardly an inkling of the wonderful things ahead. When I first came to the United States, I was seemingly alone for 1 year, but I never felt alone. I always felt the presence of my Guru Maharaja. Myself, I was cooking, I was printing books, I was selling books, everything seemingly alone. But I did not lose my determination. Reference 2303, letter 27 December 1974. Such faith is in accord with a central tenet of Gaudiya Vaishnava teachings that devotion to Guru is as important as and not different from devotion to Krishna. If our aim is to serve Krishna sincerely and the spiritual master simultaneously, that will be our success. That means to serve Krishna and the spiritual master simultaneously with equal faith and serious vow, and then success is sure. Reference 2304, letter 18 October 1969. One should be very sincere to his spiritual master and Krishna simultaneously. Then everything comes out successful. That is the verdict of the Vedas and Lord Chaitanya. Reference 2305, letter 17 April 1970. This attitude of surrendering to the spiritual master is the best qualification of spreading this movement of Lord Chaitanya. Reference 2306, letter 25 August 1970. This principle is stressed in Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura's commentary on Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 41, which profoundly affected Srila Prabhupada. The instruction of my spiritual master to worship the personality of Godhead by chanting, remembering, serving his feet, and so on are my only occupation. I am unable to give up these instructions either in the stage of practice or in the stage of perfection. They alone are my object of desire and my only duty. Besides them, I desire nothing else, not even in my dreams. It is all the same to me whether I feel happy or unhappy, or whether my material existence is eradicated or not. These words of Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura shaped Srila Prabhupada's attitude toward and relationship with his own spiritual master. I wrote him, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, a letter, quote, "My dear master, your other disciples, brahmacharis and sannyasis are rendering you direct service. I am a householder. I cannot live with you. I cannot serve you nicely. So I do not know how can I serve you." Unquote. Simply an idea. Simply an idea. I was thinking of serving him. Quote. How can I serve him seriously? Unquote. So the reply was dated 13th December 1936. In that letter, he wrote, quote, "My dear such and such, I am very glad to receive your letter. I think you should I think you should try to push our movement in English." Unquote. That was his writing. Quote. "And that will do good to you and to the people who will help you." Unquote. Reference 2307. For more details of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's reply, See text beginning, His Divine Grace Sri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta on. That was his instruction. And then in 1936, on the 31st December, that means just after writing this letter, a fortnight before his departure, he passed away. But I took the order of my spiritual master very seriously. If we strictly try to serve the spiritual master, his order, then Krishna will give us all facilities. That is the secret. Although there was no possibility, I never thought, but I took it a little seriously by studying a commentary by Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura on the Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, the verse Vyavasayatmika Buddhir Ekehe Kuru Nandana, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 41. In connection with that verse, Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura gives his commentary that we should take up the words from the spiritual master as our life and soul. We should try to carry out the specific instruction of the spiritual master very rigidly without caring for our personal benefit or loss. Reference 2308. Letter 9 December 1968.
Lecture, Prabhu, not letter.
Lecture 9th December 1968. Taking these words to heart and living by them, Srila Prabhupada also taught this principle to his disciples. Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura has taught very nicely about Guru. Therefore, he has written in Guruvashtaka, Yasya Prasadat Bhagavat Prasadha. He is a practical example of Guru Bhakti, Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura. He accepted his guru Narottama Dasa Thakura. He said, quote, I am not interested in my salvation or going back to Godhead, unquote. Quote unquote, not interested means it may come, it may not come. Quote, that I don't mind, but I am only interested with the words of my guru, unquote. Vishwanatha Chakravarti said, quote, that is my life. Whether I'll be successful or not successful, it doesn't matter. I must take the words of my Guru Maharaj as my life and soul. Reference 2309.
Hmm?
Reference lecture 13 April 17 April 1976. This combination, the instruction of the spiritual master and the faithful execution of the instruction by the disciple, makes the entire process perfect. Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura describes in his explanation of the verse in Bhagavad Gita, Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi, that one who wants to be certain to achieve spiritual success must take the instruction from the spiritual master as to what his particular function is. He should faithfully try to execute that particular instruction and should consider that his life and soul. The faithful execution of the instruction which he receives from the spiritual master is the only duty of a disciple, and that will bring him perfection. Reference 2310. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 22, Text 7, Purport. After being initiated and receiving the orders of the spiritual master, the disciple should unhesitatingly think about the instructions or orders of the spiritual master and should not allow himself to be disturbed by anything else. This is also the verdict of Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, who, while explaining a verse of Bhagavad Gita, Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekehe kuru nandana. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, text 41, points out that the order of the spiritual master is the life substance of the disciple. The disciple should not consider whether he is going back home, back to Godhead. His first business should be to execute the order of his spiritual master. Thus, a disciple should always meditate on the order of the spiritual master, and that is perfectional meditation. Not only should he meditate upon that order, but he should find out the means by which he can perfectly worship and execute it. Reference 2311, Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 24, Text 15, Purport. By his full surrender to the orders of his Guru Maharaja, Srila Prabhupada attracted the full mercy of his Guru Maharaja. I am simply trying to execute the order of my spiritual master. Whatever is being done is not on account of my intelligence or endeavor, because I am simply an instrument in the hands of my spiritual master. I do not know how far I have got the capacity to carry his order, but I may say that I have a sincere desire to do it. Reference 2312, letter 17 June 1970. The following extract from a December 1966 letter to India simultaneously expresses Srila Prabhupada's enduring wonder at the fallen state of Western society, the difficulties he encountered in bringing Westerners to Krishna consciousness, is, is even greater wonder at how well his new Western followers were taking to Krishna consciousness, and his humility and sense of total dependence on his Guru Maharaja's mercy as he struggled alone. Certainly, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura is helping me. Otherwise, how could an insignificant person like me have given 2 or 4 people a chance to become Vaishnavas? The general people are all intoxicated and loafers. It is very popular here to impregnate women and then take them to the doctor and give them an abortion. This is common. They have no lamentation for this. You cannot imagine from there how difficult it is to make them accept good sadachara. Reference 2313. Behavior according to scriptural injunctions. It is so much mercy from Srila Prabhupada that this kind of Kirata, Punandra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, 4th chapter, 18th verse, people are taking up Sadachara. They are giving up illicit relationships with women, intoxication, marijuana, tea, coffee, everything. Having given up meat, they are eating dal, chapati, and rice and are very happy. They do Kirtana and Harinama every morning and evening, and do Sandhya before Srila Mahaprabhu's picture. To honor the Guru Varga, as soon as they see me, they pay obeisance. I never expected so much. They are not foolish or inactive. Some are MA and BA, and they are earning 3 to 4,000 rupees per month. Most of them, at least 2 of them, give me all their money. That is why it is possible to spend so much. It is not possible to beg here. It is not possible. It is not possible to run a matha or temple if money does not come from earnings. Here, it is not possible to go from door to beg flour or rice. Without notice, it is not possible to meet with any gentleman. It is necessary to make an engagement beforehand. Along with all this inconvenience in this faraway foreign country, I am working alone helplessly. My only hope is Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakura. I have no one else. In my house, my wife and son did not help me, so I left my home. I thought the God brothers would help me, but even that I did not get. In my old age, I have taken so much risk, but not to fulfill any of my own desires. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada desired this work, and I am trying to fulfill that desire according to my ability. Personally, I have no ability. My only hope is Srila Prabhupada. Reference 2314, letter 30 December 1966. As the Krishna consciousness movement continued to develop exponentially, Srila Prabhupada did not shy from acknowledging that he had become fabulously successful. Throughout the whole world, among all the yogis, swamis, bhogis, I am successful. That is a fact. Who can be compared with me? Reference 2315, Tamala Krishna Goswami, TKG's diary, 30 June 1977.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Jagannath Chandra Prabhu, are you there?
No, Prabhuji, I won't be able to read slide at this time.
No problem. Yet this acknowledgement of his own achievements was not due to mundane pride, for he always gave full credit to his own immediate guru and all the predecessor gurus. We took up the mission of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur to preach the cult of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world under the protection of all the predecessor acharyas. And we find that our humble attempt has been successful. Reference 2316. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, 12th chapter, 8th verse. If I have any credit, it does not belong to me personally, but it is due to my eternal spiritual master, His Divine Grace, Om Vishnupad, Paramahamsa, Parivrajakacharya, Stotra Sata Shri Srimad, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada Ki Jai. 2317 reference, Bhagavad Gita preface. My students offer me so much respect, but all these respects are due to my spiritual master. I have nothing. I am just like a peon. 2318 reference, lecture 5th September 1969. Whatever I am doing, it is due to the work of my Guru Maharaj. Actually, he is the power behind me, and I am only an instrument. 2319. Okay. Letter 4th October 1969. We shall always expect to be saved by His Divine Grace. His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. Always pray to His lotus feet. Whatever success we have had in preaching Lord Chaitanya's mission all over the world is only due to His mercy. 2320 reference, letter 14th August 1971. Regarding his profuse literary output, these books are all the mercy of my Guru Maharaj. No author throughout the world has written so many books, Shakespeare, Milton, Dickens. Neither their books have been so widely read or with such appreciation. Reference 2321. Satsarup Das Goswami Srila Prabhupada Leelamrita, chapter 53, Krishna, quote, Krishna's great soldier, unquote. downplaying his own eminent qualities, Srila Prabhupada ascribed them to his guru, and he further deflected credit away from himself by thanking his disciples for their role in fulfilling his spiritual master. Somehow or other, it has begun by the blessings of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. As he wanted me, he desired me. I'm not very expert or educated or anything extraordinary, but the only thing is that I believed in his word. My qualification, that is my qualification. I believed 100% in his word. So whatever success is there, it is just due to his prime faith in his instruction. So I am trying to follow, and by his grace, you are helping me. Reference 2322, lecture 17th October 1969. You have written so many nice things in praise of me, but I think my Guru Maharaj is great. I'm not great, he is great. So sometimes by association of the great, one appears great. Just like the sun is a great heat and light, and by reflecting the greatness of sun's light, the moon is moon in dead of night also appears great. Actually, the moon is by nature dark and cold, but in association with its but sun, it has become manifested as great. This is the real position. So far, so I thank you very much that you are appreciating my Guru Maharaj who wanted to preach Krishna consciousness all over the world. He is so great. Reference 2389. Oh, yeah. Letter 1st August 1973. Indeed, Srila Prabhupada considered the whole movement which he had painstakingly built from scratch to achieve actually belong to his Guru Maharaj. Practical quote, practically this movement is his, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati's, because it is under his order that I have come to your country. Reference 2324. Letter 2nd December 1968. Sorry. Always Srila Prabhupada ascribed his success to the blessings of his Guru and of the previous acharyas bestowed upon him for having adhered undeviatingly to their instructions. I am successful in my teaching work because I have not deviated 1 inch from my spiritual master's instruction. That is my qualification. 2325, reference letter 17th November 1971. Personally, I have not done anything very wonderful. I am simply serving my spiritual master, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, and all the acharyas in the district succession. If I have done anything of credit, is that I have not changed their teachings. I have not added anything of my own interpretation. Reference 2326, letter 16 May 1974. I am simply the dog of my spiritual master. If anything great has been done, it was happened by the order and intense desire of his divine grace, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Personally, I do not take it that I have done anything at all. If there is any credit, it is that I have tried to deliver whatever I have received from him without change. 2327. Reference quoted in Tamal Krishna Goswami, Servant of the Servant, chapter 13. My Guru Maharaj asked me to do this, and I am trying my little bit. It is all by his blessings. But without his blessings, this wonderful thing would not have been happened. 2328 reference. Letter 14th August 1976. This attitude of giving up credit to his gurus was itself derived from his guru who had written. Gurus in the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu do not preach faith in their own prowess, but rather they direct attention to the source of their spiritual strength. We also do everything for the sake of Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Rupa, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and our divine spiritual master. 2329. What's reference 2329, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Patravali, volume 3, page 89. Exemplifying this attitude, Srila Prabhupada simply presented what he had received and did not cheat by adding or subtracting anything from the message or by posing himself as anything else but a humble servant of the Vaishnavas. Whatever little success is in our movement, the cause is I have not tried to cheat. Honestly, what I knew, I heard it from Guru Maharaj in scripture, I took it. There was no cheating. Reference conversation 16th April 1977. While acknowledging that, quote, something very great had been done, 2321. Reference Tamal Krishna Goswami, TKG cited, 88 October 1977. Srila Prabhupada considered himself a mere instrument and always identified himself as a humble servant of the previous acharyas. But he never took credit for himself. Krishna empowered Srila Prabhupada and seen him thousands of lost souls to save. Because he never took credit for himself, Krishna empowered Srila Prabhupada and sent him thousands of lost souls to save. And he became the towering world authority on Krishna consciousness. Because we are following strictly the principles of Rupa Goswami, Rupanuga, therefore it is somehow or other coming out very successful. The Krishna consciousness movement should be preached according to the religious principle. According to the Rupanuga principle. 2332, lecture 7th March 1972. Okay. Srila Prabhupada elaborated on this topic. A person who cannot keep his faith in the words of his spiritual master but acts independently never receives the authority to chant the holy name of the Lord. It is said in the Vedas, Shvetashvatara Upanishad 6.23. Yasya deve parabhaktir yatha deve tatha guru tasyaite katitha hi artha prakashante mahatmanaha. Wow. Only unto those great souls who have implicit faith in both the Lord and the spiritual master are all the imports of the Vedic literature automatically revealed. This Vedic injunction is very important, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu supported it by his personal behavior. Believing in the words of his spiritual master, he introduced the Sankirtan movement, just as the present Krishna consciousness movement was started with belief in the words of our spiritual master. He wanted to preach. We believed in his words and tried somehow or other to fulfill them. And now this movement has become successful all over the world. Therefore, faith in the words of the spiritual master and in the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the secret of success. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never disobeyed the orders of his spiritual master and stopped propagating the Sankirtan movement. Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami, at the time of his passing away, ordered his disciples to work conjointly to preach the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world. Later, however, some self-interested foolish disciples disobeyed his orders. Each one of them wanted to become head of the mission and they thought in the courts. They fought in the courts, neglecting the order of the spiritual master, and The entire mission has been, the entire mission was defeated. We are not proud of this. However, the truth must be explained. We believed in the words of our spiritual master and started in a humble way and in a helpless way. But due to the spiritual force of the order of the supreme authority, this movement has become successful. 2333 reference Chaitanya, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, chapter 7, texts 95, 96 purport. Okay, we will stop here and we will read from here tomorrow. So we stopped in the book in page number 526. Okay, we will continue from there. Anybody wants to say something? Anybody has any doubts or anything like that wants to say something? So they can say, I will say. Okay, good. Yes, Prabhuji, Mataji, anybody wants to ask something, say something, share something, have some realizations, whatever it is, they can share. Nobody has anything? Then we will stop here and meet tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindevyavacha. Patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Holiness Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj ki jai, the model mission of Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.